Hello, good morning. How are you? This is Holly Berube. I I have not done like a normal morning show kind of thing in a while. Hold on one second. Better. Hi there. I'm Holly Berube. I am a relationship coach that helps people get through the road bumps of their relationships and getting back to a win-win partnership. You might be following me here on social media for my other short form content. So here's the story. Back in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, I used to go live like 5 mornings a week. And it's a long story of how that started, but it came to be known as the Holly Show, the Holly Show. So, like, just my friends would say, "Oh, I missed the Holly Show. When are you going to bring the Holly Show back?" like I'm not. It was just turned into like a lot of work and a lot of things. So say hi if you're watching live in the comments. You can put a 1 in the comments or type live, put a 2 in the comments or type replay if you're watching this on the replay. Tell me where you're watching from. Tell me if you have, like, how did you find me? I would love to know that. But the purpose of the Holly Show in going live and doing long form content in the mornings like this is to give you something to think about in the terms, in the context of your relationship. So I primarily coach people in their romantic partnerships and of romantic statuses of all kind. But at the end of the day, relationships are in everything we do. They are in our they're in our workspace, they're in our homes, they're with our children. So sometimes there might be something that I'm talking about that will hit home for you with your children, or might hit home for you with your aging parent or parents that you're taking care of. So don't be surprised if there's like an intermingling. So please say hi in the comments. Unlike my short form content, when I do the Holly Show format, it's designed to be conversational. Like, so tell me where you are from. Hi, mom. Of course, my mom is my first comment. So thanks, mom. She's like texting me this morning. Where are you? Am I missing it? Is it live? I'm like, I promise you. Anyway, so the entire purpose of sharing a topic each morning with all of you is so that we can get to know each other and I can continue to support you in a more in-depth way. Of course, like I said, tell me in the comments where you're from. How did you find me? How did you come to follow me at some point on social media? And whether you agree with what I'm going to talk about or not, I'm not attached to that. I'm not feeling like you have to agree with what I'm going to say. Feel free to disagree. And I always want to know your input. So please tell me if any of this like hits home for you, or if you have a backup question, because I will answer backup questions or talk about specific scenarios if you bring it up in the comments here while I am live. If you catch this on the replay, I can always come back and comment later. But if you're live with me and my aim is to be live at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Thursday mornings. I'm behind today. I forgot how long it takes to get ready for stuff. Like this. So anyway, but I'm here. So today, so thank you. Please say hi in the comments. Put a 1 if you're watching live or type live. Put a 2 in the comments if you're watching on the replay or type replay. And today's topic in relationships is called rebellion. Let's talk about rebellion. Okay. I love this topic because I made a piece of short form content over the weekend. Because I caught myself not rebelling, but rather wanting to act out in my relationship. And I actually didn't catch it. My best friend, one of my best friends, Liz, was a huge help. So shout out to Liz, because I called her and she was like, check this out. Hey, Christian, how's it going? Good to see you. So what ended up happening is okay, so the person that I am dating went on a hunting trip like last weekend, and so we went like some time without seeing each other. And I'm not going to go into like a lot of detail about my relationship. It's good. That's all you need to know. But it's very good. But what ended up happening? Hey, Marlo, so good to see you. So what happened is I just hadn't seen him in a little bit of time. Okay, and I just noticed I was feeling antsy. Like I wanted attention. And I caught myself, like we were talking on Friday afternoon and he's like, what do you want to do tonight on like a date night or whatever? And I'm like, I don't know. And then something else happened and I said something snarky. Now, God bless this man. It just, it went right over his head. Thank you, Jesus, because like I didn't want to be rude, but I caught myself being snarky. Okay, so this is the first thing with having a healthy relationship, is your willingness to notice your own behavior honestly. The willingness to notice your own behavior honestly. So for me, I realized in that moment I was I was cranky. I said something snarky. I'm like, oh my God, this is not who I want to be. Definitely not who I want to be in my life, and especially with my significant other. Okay. So what did I do? I did not talk to him about it. I didn't, because not his issue. And yes, I prayed about it and I journaled about it and talked to God about it. There's this whole concept for me of like God then girlfriends in that order. Okay, so like for any of you, it's God then your friends, your source, the source, and then your friends. So I had already done the God thing, so I'm like, all right, let's call my friend Liz. I call Liz. And I was sharing with her, I'm like, I'm saying snarky stuff. I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't blame my hormones. I can't, like, there's nothing wrong. Like, why am I doing this? And she was like, do you need attention right now? And I'm like, yeah, I need attention right now. Because I'm like, right? Because he was out of town and all these things. And I think just sometimes I want more attention than normal. And she was telling me, she's like, sometimes we can rebel or we can act out, even like the littlest ways, right? Like a snarky comment or like a, like a little slung remark, just to get some sort of attention. And she's like, sometimes if I want attention, I kind of want to act out until I get the attention. And I was like, oh, that is such great self-awareness. Such great self-awareness. Now, if a person, I'll speak for myself, if I don't have the willingness to notice that my snarky comment could be an attempt to like act out and get attention, well then the progress is already dead in the water before you've even started. Okay. So at the end of the day, thanks Marlo. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's so important that I have an open heart and an open willingness. And I've told people this for years, is all the times I've been presenting and leading workshops and everything. I always started every single meeting with two truths. I said, the only truths that I'm going to live by in this meeting today is that every single person in this room is whole, perfect, and complete already, exactly as you are, and maybe you've just forgotten. I said, that is not up for debate. You are whole and perfect and complete and loved the way you are. And I said, number two, my other standard was, I am always willing and open and ready to be wrong about almost everything, except for the first thing I just said, right? So I really try in my partnership to live by that. I live by that in my life. I live by that with my partnership, with my family. And again, it doesn't mean that my values and my principles can be rocked. Okay. Like I'm very strong in my values and in my principles, but in my point of view and how I see things, how I notice my own behavior, I'm always willing and open. I'm open to being wrong about everything, because I am not God. I do not see everything. I do not know everything. So that's why I live my life as a sponge, and I want to learn and I want to learn. So I wanted to know. So I got curious with myself. Why was I being rebellious? Why did I want to act out? And I still don't know the answer. I mean, I think the only thing I've come up with is like, did I just want attention? I don't know. But what I ended up doing is it didn't cause an issue in my partnership because I caught it. And then I talked to God about it. And then I talked to my friend about it. God then girlfriends, right? And so as a result of that, I bring this up today to you, because if there is something in your life where you're catching a behavior, you are self-aware of that behavior, and you're like, ooh, that's not me. That doesn't feel right. Your partner might not be the person to talk to about it first or second or third. Okay. Do a little bit of a, hi mom. Yes. My mom wants to know if I'll talk to her. Mom, you're on the list. You matter. Okay. You're not always first. I'm just going to tell you, I'm being honest, God then girlfriends. And sometimes mom, you're like number 2 or number 3, depending on the situation. Okay. I promise. See, my mom wants attention right now, and that's okay. It's okay. She wants to know she's important, and you are important. So I hope this supports any of you today. Let me know in the comments what you think. Have you caught yourself wanting to act out or be rebellious in your relationship. And I'm not talking about necessarily, I'm not talking personally for me about rebelling to the extent of like infidelity or something of that nature. And maybe for some of you, this story, this moment I'm sharing about a snarky comment or acting out that way, maybe this is resonating for you in a more, I'd hate to use the word severe, for something that has more gravity, like an infidelity situation. But have you ever caught yourself wanting to rebel or wanting to be snarky or wanting to be passive aggressive? Have you caved into it? Have you caught it? Have you been willing, open and ready and willing to be wrong about how you're seeing things? And then can you, with compassion, hey, Stephanie, glad you relate. Yeah. So like we just get to be compassionately curious with where that's coming from in us and turn to the source or the sources. So God, and then our friends or our family or whoever we go to be in discovery with that, to be patient with ourselves as we figure this out. So I'd love to know if this topic hit home for you for today. Again, the Holly Show is back. My aim is to be live at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Thursday. So today I was running late. Tomorrow, ideally, it'll be earlier at 8:30. It has to be because I have appointments later. But thank you so much for watching. If you watch this live, please put a 1 in the comments or type live. If you caught on the replay, please put a 2 in the comments or type replay in the comments. And I would love to hear from you if this topic like hit home for you. Oh, yay. This is definitely, Stephanie said, this has definitely been me lately. Really hits home on so many ways. And Stephanie, I saw you messaged me this morning, so I'm going to read it in a little bit. Yeah, I'm glad it hit home. Tina says, hi, Tina. I just did this, albeit after I was snarky, but I owned it quickly. Yes. And that's another thing. Like, it's funny because sometimes my guy like jokes with me that I want to debrief things, right? Like if I get a certain way, like I want to debrief it. I don't need to talk about it in the moment. In fact, I don't. If I get like rebellious or yucky or whatever, like it's not a good idea for me personally to talk about it in the moment when my emotions are still heightened. But once I've reflected on it and prayed on it and journaled on it or whatever I need that day, I do want to go to him and debrief it and be like, hey, this is something that I noticed about me and I would like to, I need to request your support in XYZ way. Okay. So it could look like whatever. Yeah, Jessica says being compassionate with oneself. It is. But you know what, Jessica? I had a mentor once explain compassion as love in action. Love in action. So if we can seek to be loving toward ourselves, right? Be loving toward ourselves. So maybe compassion might be more difficult to access in the moment, or patience more difficult to access toward ourselves when we get like that in the moment. But love in action. Ask yourself the question, okay, what can I do for myself right now that is loving? Is it go and wash my face? Like I did that one night too, like wash my face, did some skincare. Would being loving, like go sit on the couch and hug my dog and watch an episode of a Netflix show just to like check out for a minute? Is being compassionate with myself or love in action taking a hot shower and going to bed? Is it rolling out my yoga mat and just stretching and laying in the dark in my bedroom on the floor, stretching in silence? Believe me, I've done that too. So compassion if it's difficult, but there's so many ways to soothe ourselves. Again, God, then girlfriends. Tina says she prayed on it. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever you've got to do, you all will find your own way. And then when you do learn something about why the rebellion was there or wanting that temptation to act out was there, feel free to debrief it with your significant other or with your family or with your children. What a great example too. Like, how many times do you get upset? And I don't have children personally, but how often do you get upset with your child or your children and you have an opportunity, you realize what really set you off and you have an opportunity to go back and like explain to them your thought process and or apologize if you feel compelled to do so, right? Assure them that they are safe with you and what you learned about yourself, or make requests of them. Like this is something, acting out in rebellion it's part of relationships. It does happen. And I wasn't even aware of that as a topic, the acting out part, until my friend Liz said it on a call. And I was like, wow. Yeah, good morning, Andrea. And I saw you put here that you're watching live. Thank you. Let's see who else is here. I said hi to Tina. Hi, Sarah Ann. Joining late, but I will own it all day long. But if the other person is not able to do the same in return, one must reevaluate. Absolutely. And I think to in today's scenario, I know you said you joined late. At the very beginning, what I was saying is like the rebellion was something that I was feel like I was acting out. It was just like a snarky comment that came out of my mouth, and I was like, "What was that?" And it wasn't anything. I know for certain in that moment, it was not anything that he had said or he had done. Like it was all me. And in what you're discussing in terms of like both parties taking personal responsibility and evaluating it, absolutely super, super important. And that for me is a value and a principle that I seek and I wanted in a partnership is a partner who is willing to see their side of things and discuss it. So super important. I absolutely agree with you. And sometimes, like in this case for me over the weekend, like it was one moment in time and it was just me being snarky because I didn't know why. And I think it's just because like I wanted attention, you know? And then when I saw him for like whatever, I was just like, hug, like hug. I need a hug. Like right now, I just need a hug. And then I calm down, all the all the weirdness melts away, and I'm like, okay, that was all I needed. So I hope this was supported. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for the comments. Super sweet of you. Again, we're gonna do the Holly Show Monday through Thursdays, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. I was running late today because I misjudged how long it takes me to do all my things in the morning. But I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. Let me know in the comments if you'll be back for more. Type I'll be back. I would love to see you. Thank you for sharing this video. It's always set live. So if any part of today's message hit home for you or resonated, please feel free to share it on your personal page or DM it to a friend. And I think that's all I have for today. There's links on my page if you are interested in working with me. And I do have a 3-day relationship communication mini boot camp coming up at the first week of June. So if you are interested in learning win-win tools and techniques to enhance and have great communication in your relationship and you're interested in that boot camp coming up, comment boot camp and I'll get you the link to sign up as soon as it's ready. Okay. That's going to be June 6, 7, 8, I believe, or 8, 7, 9. It's the first Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in June. And it's like an hour a day. It's nothing big. Okay, that's it. I love you all. Thanks for being here. And until tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, love always in always. I'll see you then. Bye.